Well, hello speed coders. Today could be the greatest day of my career. Finally, the code generator works. Now, I'm not going to launch it just yet, by the way. I want to spend a bit of time just testing it and stuff, but I'm going to give you a quick run through and then I'm going to talk about what's coming up, and we'll put all of this in the context where it belongs. So let me just show you where we are. Here is the code generator, something with which I'm well pleased. Now I'm going to create, let's just create an existing app. You've seen the thing before, right, on creating apps and stuff. But I'm going to show you the new stuff here. And I'm going to create a new module, and I'm going to call this one Winner. This is a module for the winners. That's you. That's right. So I'm choosing an icon. I'll have some clapping hands here. And this is the new stuff. Now you'll remember in the past that you'd say, you know, choose a type and choose this and choose that, and it takes ages. Now you're going to just have, let's add some properties, and you'll hit OK. And it's going to open this up. At that point, we can say something like, let's say first name. And you'll see that it's giving us all of the validation rules that we might want for this type of thing. No more do we have to select this, that, and the next thing. If you want to change a value, by the way, that's absolutely fine. You can do that as well, and it's no problem at all. Also, if we choose something like, let's say a date, for example, and we just say you want something like date joined, notice as I type, it's giving me suggestions relevant to the type of variable that I've selected. I did this by going over 20 years worth of work and asking myself, what are the common fields for these types of things? So in the case of date, for example, we've just got required here, but we can add other things if we want, such as in the future, or in the case of this, it might be in the past. We can add the rule. Of course, we can delete the rules. We can change all of this. We have full control. Keep an eye on that submit properties button, by the way. Notice, see how it says submit properties? Notice that if I delete, it now says submit property. The attention to detail is on a level unheard of. Check this when I remove it. It just vanishes. So I'm going to build a page with first name, last name, email, and address. And I'm going to use, let's just do something crazy. Let's do an address in a Canadian format, right? Now, imagine how long that would take usually, going through the code generator and the blue thing and everything. Now, you just go like this. Watch this. First name. I'm going to have last name. Let's have an email address. Look at the speed. Look. Let's have, did I say a Canadian address? Okay, choose address type Canadian. Add address. And look at that. We can say submit properties. And there it is. Look. Look at this. Can you believe it? And that's it. Now, I don't think that I need to give you folks a speech about the implications that this has for your productivity and your ability to earn fortunes as a developer. And of course, I haven't even mentioned our API Explorer, which I'm calling best in class actually. I haven't mentioned Nitro or the Trongate Framework itself, or any of the other things that we now have. Needless to say, I'm feeling pretty good at this point in time, and if you could see me right now, I am smiling, that's for sure. Oh, by the way, I know that there are other developers out there who are all thinking that just maybe they can follow in the footsteps of the web developer extraordinaire. So far, I've had about 15 developers have told me that they're now working on their own code generators, and some of them are even thinking about building frameworks and that. I mean, that's great and good luck. Let me just say, I wish all of those developers the very, best of luck. There's no question that they are technically capable of doing this. I mean, I'm not some marvel of modern day science here. But let me tell you folks, I'm a pretty fast coder, you know. I mean, if you start a site called Speed Coding Academy, you pretty much need to be quite fast at coding. And it has taken me the best part of 2 years, full time, to do this. Usually working 15 to 20 hours per day. I had one day where I even worked 26 hours. 26! There's not 26 hours in a day. And I did that without even leaving the desk. So if anybody wants to have a go, then that's what you need to do. It took me 2 years, and I'm fast. I dare say, if somebody out there has the skills and the determination, if it's taking me 2 years, it may take you 3 or 4. And that would be assuming you were willing to go full time and drive yourself into terrible debt like me. I also know that there are other frameworks and other framework communities out there who don't know about us yet, and they probably won't even hear about us until next year. But when we eventually, and like I say, it'll probably be about next year, when we eventually reveal ourselves, those other framework communities may very well look at what we are doing and say, well, we can do that and we'll take this idea and that idea and all of that stuff. It's my considered opinion, and I say this with a ton of research, and it's a very well considered and thoughtful opinion, that for those other frameworks to have what we have, they would need to all do a complete rewrite. Furthermore, they would need to turn their backs on things like PSR, and I don't think that they are willing to do that. So friends, we have an assortment of assets, the likes of which the web development community has never seen before. Of course there are other code generators. Of course there are other frameworks. Do you think I haven't heard of Wix or Yi2? I've done tutorials on most of these things. I know what's out there. But what we are coming to the marketplace with now is not some framework or a code generator. It's an entire cohesive ecosystem. I am calling it a web development revolution. So what I would like to do very quickly is just give you a very quick rundown of what now and what's coming up. And I promise I'll be economical with my words here. Now, as far as Speed Coding Academy goes, I'd like to let you know exactly what's happening. So immediately, what I'm going to do is test and launch our desktop app. I don't know how long that'll take. Maybe it'll be 3 days, maybe it'll be 5 days. I really don't know. But that's what's happening today, right now. Testing and launching of the desktop app, okay? Just keeping you in the loop here. Next, when you have that desktop app, I'm going to disappear probably for about a week, and I'm going to do some tweaks to Nitro, okay? You guys don't really need to even know about that, but that's what I'm going to be doing, okay? Because I have a couple of things I want to do with that as well. Then, when all of our stuff is ready, we are going to finish the training, talking about the modules, you know? Talking about the modules, you know, the training modules. Now, I do have, I think, 154 videos on there so far. I've pretty much put out everything that I know about web development, and I'm really pleased. But there are a few loose ends that I would like to tie up, and I'm probably just going to do it in the sequence that was originally intended. So we have a module on how to launch websites coming up, and a module on Email Boss. We have a module called Warp Speed, where I show you guys how to build stuff insanely quick. So I just want to go through that and do it pretty much the way that it was originally meant to be done, you know. It won't take long, by the way. There's not much to go at all, but that's what's coming up. Now, after that has happened, then we are going to move on to, finally, the projects. Of course, already we've done a few projects. We've done a crypto payment page. We've done various bits and pieces, in fact, so far. But I want to give you folks some really great projects so that we can finish this in style and we can all celebrate, because it's been quite a journey. So I've been thinking long and hard about what would be really cool projects that we could do. You know, we don't want to have like a to-do list manager. We want something cool. So here are the projects that we're going to be doing. The first one is going to be a complete online shop. This online shop will be client ready. This online shop will be search engine friendly. It will have every feature that you could possibly imagine, from custom shipping to image galleries to order tracking, everything. And the reason why I'm doing that is because, as I said before, if you can build an online shop from scratch, then you can build anything that any client could reasonably ask for. So that's going to be an awesome project. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think that you'll be astonished when you see how quickly you can build things like this. Now, as I've said before, I've been building online shops since 1996. I've never sold an online shop for less than £2,000. My record is $80,000 actually for an online shop. And these are good. These are things that people like to buy. And this is going to be an excellent project. I think you'll enjoy it. The second project that we're going to be doing together is we're going to do a crypto alerts app. This is going to be a really cool app that I'm looking for. It will give us a chance to use the new API Explorer. And who knows? It might even be something that could earn a few shekels for you, maybe even in the middle of the night when you're asleep. And I'm really excited about that. And we're going to have that app using machine learning. So you are really, really going to be in great shape once you've gone ahead and built that thing. Finally, our third and final app that I'm going to give, or project that I'm going to walk you folks through, and we'll be going through these so fast, it's going to be like a dream. You will be astonished at how fast you are. But the final project is going to be the Speed Coding Academy website itself. What a way to end a course. You actually get to build the site. So I'm going to show you folks how to build an entire video learning site. It'll be a site that has facilities for streaming videos, and people can leave comments and taking payments and all of that stuff. And who knows, maybe someday you'll have your own website where you can teach something, and hopefully that would be something that would be good for you as well. So these are the three projects that are coming up, and I'm really excited about them. If there is any web development course on earth that does anything like this, then I have not seen that course. And by the time you get to the finish line, you will be able to build any app that any client can reasonably ask for. That's guaranteed. If I'm wrong, you phone me up and I'll either say to you, here's how you build it free of charge, or I'll say it's impossible, and that's free of charge as well. Okay, so any app that any client can reasonably ask for, you will be able to build at an astonishing speed. So that's what's coming up. Now, I have to give you folks some bad news. The bad news is that, and it's kind of slightly embarrassing saying it, folks, but everything that I've made, so far 154 videos, a new framework, the API Explorer, the Trongate Desktop App, Nitro, a lot of stuff. Well, this has all taken me the best part of 2 years. And for the last 18 months, I've been working on this stuff full time. I have not had anything resembling a salary for the best part of 2 years. I've not had any new clients. I haven't even opened the mail, quite frankly. Now, last week I looked at my bank account, and I have no shame in saying this, but I had £150 left in the bank. And you can imagine it's quite a shock, Just as we speak, in fact, I have a large pile of mail in the letterbox here. It's just came in. I haven't opened it for months and months, and I have a feeling that they're coming after me. Who are they? Well, probably the tax man. My financial situation is pretty grim, and I am going to have to address that. Thankfully, the finish line is before us, and I'm going to be okay. But I do have that challenge. Now, some of you will know that I had said last week in the news that in an attempt to try and figure out how to sort finances, but also keep myself free to do stuff for Speed Coding Academy, I had came up with a system for shorting crypto. And only actually about 6 days ago did I come up with this system, and I thought, well, I'll give that a try. And the results have been staggering. Some of you will know that I've been posting screenshots and live streaming, and I've been making over $1,000 a day in crypto over the last week or so. On Monday I made $1,500. And some of you who've joined the live stream, you've been able to check that out. Now, that's nice, but it's all in crypto right now, and I don't even know for sure how long it will take me to convert that into real cash, But here's what I'm going to do. After Speed Coding Academy has finished, and the key word is after. I was going to do it next week. I'm going to do it after though, right? After all of this is finished, I am going to launch a website, a brand new course, and it's going to be a course teaching my crypto shorting system. The one that has been bringing in fortunes. Now, when I sell that course, folks, I don't know how much I'm going to charge. It might be $1,200 because that's a nice number. But it will certainly be more than $400. I'm not a cheap guy. So at some point in the future, I'm going to be doing a brand new thing on this crypto course, and I'll be showing you precisely how I've been bringing in $1,000 a day and how all of the magic works and everything like that. You'll see that, and I'll be promoting it, and I ain't going to be cheap. Now, and by the way, this video is coming down soon. Those of you who have stood by me, as far as I'm concerned, I owe you. I owe you. Quite frankly, I wouldn't blame any one of you if you came forward and said, this is taking too long and, I'm unhappy and give me a refund or whatever. I would not blame you. It would be a valid complaint. But not one single person has complained in the history of Speed Coding Academy. Not one. And I am so grateful. So I'm going to do something for you. let me be clear. When we get to this point, right here, where this star is, that will be me. I will have met my obligations. And at this point, I'm going to have to start earning. Yes, I am going to advertise Speed Coding Academy. Yes, I hope that other people join. You know, we may be a small group just now, but maybe in the future, 1 billion people will join Speed Coding Academy. I don't know. I make no secret of the fact that I would like more people to join. Quite frankly, I need to pay the rent and it would come in handy. So, in the not too distant future, you will see more people coming on board Speed Coding Academy. You may see a few video adverts round about YouTube, and you might see that, you know, suddenly things become kind of busy. Whatever happens, I want you to know that those of you who have stood by me, if you get in before this point here, I will always regard you as core team. I will always regard you as family. And I'm going to do a few things just for you guys. First thing is, remember that crypto course? Remember that crypto course? You're going to get that for free. The whole thing. And I ain't going to be saying to the speed coding people or something in the future, hey, you get a free course. No, only you guys get it. Nobody else even knows about it. It's our secret, and it's my gift to you. It's my way of saying thank you for standing by me. I'm going to do that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make myself available for one-on-one help. This is only for those of you who have got on board before this point here. Now, some of you are thinking, well, who gives a rat's ass about one-on-one help? Folks, it's the best I've got. I mean, just on Sunday, I had an email from someone who's launched a fantastic commercial website with the Trongate Framework. It's beautiful, it loads quick, the code's awesome. I mean, it's just fantastic. But that page on the home page has got the text, welcome to blankety blank. And forgive me, but that's a schoolboy error. That's the kind of thing where some of you folks need help. There's another one of you I know who's working on a site that provides apps or something like that for other developers, and he's been working very hard, and that's great. But I keep an eye on what you folks are doing, and quite frankly, some of you really need a help with things like design. So I'm going to be making myself available for that. Of course, some of you, particularly, I dare say, particularly, and I'm not a social justice warrior, but particularly ethnic minorities and females, maybe even people from places like India and the Philippines, they may need help with how to find clients, how to set up a business, and how to position themselves in the marketplace. I'm going to be making myself available to you folks as well. And all of this is my way of saying thank you. Yes, I do hope that more people join Speed Coding Academy. Maybe somebody will watch this video and join. Heaven knows I've only got 150 in the bank, and I cannot afford the luxury of closing the doors. But you folks will always be core team. Thank you for standing by me. I want every single member of Speed Coding Academy earning at least $5,000 a month before the end of the year, hopefully $10,000 a month. The marketplace is ours. If anybody's hanging about saying, "Oh, well, I'll just wait until the Trongate Framework's released." I have a news flash. I'm not releasing it until next year. I'm giving everyone at Speed Coding Academy 6 months to themselves to rule the marketplace. And even if and when Trongate does get released, which would be next year, then I'm going to be charging insane, very expensive monthly rental fees for any of the assets that I've showed you here to do with code creation, the desktop app and whatnot. I'll be charging probably about 3 or 4 times what I've mentioned, because it's several times better than any of us had planned. Of course, Speed Coding Academy members, the core team, they don't have to worry about that. They get all of that stuff for life, for free. Oh, and if anybody's thinking, well, I'll wait a few months and then join Speed Coding Academy, the rules are changing. At some point in the future, I don't know when, but I'm going to get rid of my, well, I might as well tell you the plan. As we go on, I'm going to gradually start making it more and more difficult to get the gold. What is the gold? The gold is, hey guys, if you join Speed Coding Academy, I'll give you access to the Trongate Desktop App and Nitro and all of the other stuff coming up that I've not even spoken about yet, and you'll get it all free of charge for the rest of your life. That's the gold. The gold is also, hey, thanks for coming on board. Here's my phone number. If you have any challenges at all, you just get in touch. I'll be glad to hear from you. And if there's any way that I can help you with anything you're stuck with, just give me a call. It's no problem. That's the gold. The gold is, hey, welcome to Speed Coding Academy. Here's a button on every single page. If you've got a question, you can press it, write it out, and it'll go straight to my phone. That's the gold. And let me tell you folks, the gold is in limited supply. Do not assume that I'm always going to be doing these things. Let me start by making the declaration that I am not going to be leaving this whole thing open forever in terms of you come on board and I'll let you have all of that stuff free for life. You think I'm going to do that? No way. I don't even know if the servers could handle it. There will be a moment when a line is drawn. And anybody who wants near my stuff, you're going to have to pay monthly. And I do not rule out the possibility of dramatically increasing the price of Speed Coding Academy. I may actually have a chat with some of the members about that, because $450 is too cheap. Quite frankly, anybody who comes on board now, I think it's robbery. Because there's a whole bunch of people who waited ages. And the fact that there are people who can still, for a very limited time, come on board and get all of the same type of benefits and whatnot, that's daylight robbery. And it's the reason why I have to make videos like this and apologise and give them all of these other extras. I might as well just make the announcement. Next year, I'm going after Laravel. I always said, all through the years, been doing this since the mid-90s, and I always said, I'm not getting involved in the frameworks game. But if I ever put my hat into that ring, then I play to win. I always said that. I'm not going to build a Me Too framework. And friends, I'm telling you right now, next year, I am going into that ring and I'm going after Laravel. You will not hear me talking about come and join Speed Coding Academy and all of that stuff. I'm going to be focusing on other things. To those who have stood by me, thank you. To anyone who has not joined, who's maybe thinking about it, you can see what we're doing here, right? You can see. Are you that insensitive? What are you going to do? You're going to go and head off to Udemy? Do another course? Well, they're certainly cheap enough. You're going to go through the... How about Angular? Maybe you could learn that. Spend your evenings waiting in terror for the next email telling you that there's a rewrite. Why don't you go faffing about on Packagist or NPM as you scuttle around like a pair of ragged claws on the floor of a silent sea? Why don't you do that? Or you could take your place with the winners. You could join the revolution. We're taking everything that everybody else does, and turning it upside down. I mean, it's incredible. And let me just say to the winners, I really believe that web development is the greatest industry on earth. I love this industry. An industry of stability, an industry of prosperity, an industry of hope and freedom. And together, we are going to make that industry even better. And together, we will prosper.